Generating traffic and sales can be a challenge for online merchants. But selling on the Walmart Marketplace puts your products in front of millions of customers who shop on Walmart.com. And right now, sellers who join Walmart Marketplace can save up to 50% on referral and fulfillment fees for the first 90 days. So get started today. Head over to marketplace.walmart.com/savings. That's marketplace.walmart.com/savings.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations, a weekly podcast focusing on e-commerce topics featuring interviews with prominent people in the e-commerce space.
Welcome to E-Commerce Conversations by Practical E-Commerce. My name is Kerry Murdoch. The ability to target consumers is important for many e-commerce businesses. Many businesses, in fact, could benefit greatly from knowing where a customer lives, so that the offer and even the language can be tailored to that geographic area. Well, there's a company that provides that level of targeting to online merchants. It's called Digital Element, and its co-founder and chief operating officer is Rob Friedman, who joins us today. Well, Rob, thank you for your time today.
My pleasure.
Rob, your firm Digital Element provides geolocating services. Our audience, of course, is comprised of e-commerce merchants, mainly smaller e-commerce merchants. How can geolocating services help them or affect them?
Well, to start with, we work with basically companies of all sizes, from a mom-and-pop business to some of the largest companies on the Internet. Basically what we do is allow sites and ad networks, things like that, to know a lot about users just based on the user's IP address without any user interaction or user submission of data. So just like in the real world where knowing your customer is important, it's important on the online world. It affects kind of what you buy, the currency you may buy things in, the language of your site, what you can or cannot sell, for example, too. Small businesses may not want to market even in certain areas if there's no distribution capability for that site to get the product to that area or that country. And even now, we could do things like allow sites to target on 4 or 5 digit zip codes, which is kind of a pretty big new development that I know a lot of smaller e-commerce sites kind of struggle with how to deal with the local market, and we can help them deal with that.
Can an e-commerce site, a merchant listening to this, can they serve up a separate site or a separate page or a separate landing page based on someone's IP address?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, that's great use of the technology. Our technology allows websites to basically instantly on the fly target different home pages to different segments. It could be based on location. It could be based on even demographic information, which we've recently incorporated into our product through a partnership with Equifax. But you can use this data in real time to change the home page, and maybe you want to market your products differently to someone in Atlanta from someone in Alaska, and you can do that instantly in under 0.03 milliseconds. So it's very, very fast.
So just to explore that for a sec, in the example you just gave, say I'm a clothing retailer. I sell clothing. Give me kind of a concrete example as to how your technology could affect and help my business if I'm an online clothing merchant.
For example, if someone comes in from Miami, you're probably not going to show them a parka, unless they're traveling to a different part. But by and large, most folks from Miami are probably looking for more warm weather clothing. And then if someone comes in from Alaska, you may show them that parka or sweaters or something warm weather. If someone comes in from Spain, you can show them the site in their own language with products that may, based on your knowledge, sell better in Spain in their own pricing, correct currency. things like that. So it varies within a country, and it also varies when you get outside the U.S. And obviously, the internet being a global medium, you got to be prepared once you put your site up that you're going to get users from kind of everywhere.
So is there language implications there? So on that example, I'm a clothing merchant in Atlanta. I can track an IP address from, say, Spain and serve up a Spanish language site?
Exactly. And the other thing you can do, and this is something that is probably becoming more into vogue, if you can't do anything with that Spanish traffic, you may be able to set up some kind of marketing arrangement with somebody who does service that area of the world, and route that traffic instantly, saying, "Hey, we can't serve you, but visit our partner who does have the ability to serve you in Spain," and maybe receive some kind of payment for sending that traffic that way. So it could be used also to kind of redirect traffic to somebody who can help the customer that comes in.
Rob, tell us a little bit about your firm, Digital Element. I know you're a co-founder there. Tell us, where is it located and when was it founded?
Well, we started the company back in early 1999, and I feel like one of the old guys on the internet.
You're a veteran, man.
I know. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I never would have thought it. It went by pretty quickly in some spurts, but in others it feels like it's been 100 years. So, we're based in Atlanta. We have offices in California as well as the UK as well, and still going strong despite this economy. It so happens that actually with the internationalization of traffic, as well as folks trying to get the most out of their current website, and targeting is just kind of a hot area on the internet, whether it be ad targeting or product and content targeting. And we feel like we're still smack dab in a sweet spot. So it's a very timely interview, and we feel like we're in kind of our best days are yet to come.
For purposes of our listeners, how much does your geolocating service cost? If they want to do what we just said, what's that going to cost them if they work with you guys?
For a startup business, we typically can do as little as $500 a month type of deal. We've been known to occasionally get less. What we pride ourselves in is kind of working with small businesses and working with them as they become large. Some of our best customers we've worked with since day one of their business. So we are willing to work from a pricing model with those customers as they grow. It also, the pricing depends on kind of what elements a customer needs. So if they're looking at country level targeting versus city level, we also have demographic data. We can help companies target other companies. So if you're interested, if Walmart comes to your site, for example, or IBM or any company, you may show them a different message, and we can help you do that. We can help tell if someone's a home or business user for websites, so they can know if somebody's surfing from their house or surfing from their place of work, which occasionally can be of use to folks when it comes to targeting. So it's priced based on two levels. One is the kind of the level of deployment, the amount of traffic, and the other is the kind of data elements that someone gets, and it's a monthly fee. By
our count, Rob, there are somewhere north of 350 separate shopping carts. There's hosted carts, the software as a service type of a cart. There's licensed carts. There's open source carts. Many of those applications, as you know, are websites in and of themselves. The entire cart application is the website. How does given the diversity in the market that our readers and listeners are experiencing, how does your technology work with those? What does a merchant do?
Yeah, as long as you have access to the code, it's very easy to incorporate. I mean, we have APIs that come in basically every programming language that communicate to our server that would either reside at the company's web serving hosting facility, or we actually have a web service as well. It's a SaaS solution. So it could be very easy if they have access and sophistication to just incorporate the code. It would make a call to our database and then be able to serve up localized content. We're also approaching shopping cart vendors as partners. I mean, they're kind of natural partners for us, and that's definitely an area where we are currently seeking folks as partners.
This has been interesting, very enlightening, certainly for me. Anything else on your mind today, Rob, for our listeners in reference to IP, geolocating, or e-commerce in general?
Well, basically, the biggest thing that I've noticed, and having been at this 10 years, I have a pretty good frame of reference, is the big trend seems to be really getting down to a very granular level. I think folks are seeing in the mobile realm, being able to use GPS, for example, and spot on where somebody is. We can't do that using IP targeting, but we can get down to a 5-digit zip code thanks to our we have a new product line called NetAcuity Edge, which kind of gives a 360 view of a user and allows you to get targeting down further than ever has been able to be done before. So we think that's kind of exciting. We've always been ahead of the curve. Having started this in 1999, people were like, "You can target people based on IP addresses," and now customers are kind of demanding us to innovate and demanding far more granular data than traditionally had been able to be done through IP targeting. So that's kind of a new trend, and I think it will help mom and pop type or smaller businesses compete with the larger ones by attracting traffic that they need and can monetize, and then routing traffic that they can't to other places. Additionally, I think because of this increased granularity, the layering on of demographic information in our new consumer insight engine has become a pretty big trend as well. Our partnership with Equifax about allowing people to know more about their users, not just from a location, but also do they happen to reside in a wealthy area, non-wealthy areas? Do they like gardening or don't like gardening? Things like that will enable smaller businesses to compete with larger businesses by being able to tell instantly whether they can monetize this customer and what to show them. So we're excited about the developments and think this is a really hot time for IP targeting.
Well, for purposes of our listeners, again, Rob's firm is Digital Element, and the website is digitalelement.com. And Rob Friedman, co-founder and executive vice president of Digital Element. We want to thank you for your time today, sir.
Well, thank you.
That's all the time we have for this week's e-commerce conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. Please tune in next week for another new episode.